Hello everyone, welcome to TutorialsPoint. In this video, we are going to talk about the third subphase of interphase, that is the G2 phase. So let us see what are the different activities a cell is performing in this phase. This phase called the G2 phase is also known by different names. It is known as the G2 phase. It is also called the gap 2 phase. It is known as the post-synthetic phase because we can understand after the synthesis of the DNA or DNA doubling, this phase comes. Hence, it is known as the post-synthesis phase. It is also known as the pre-mitotic phase because in the M phase, this is the mitotic phase. It happens before the mitotic phase. Hence, it is known as the pre-mitotic phase. And it is also known as the second growth phase because we have initially seen that the first growth phase started with G1 phase. After this, the second growth of the cell happens in this G2 phase. Hence, it is also known as the second growth phase. In this phase known as the G2 phase, what happens is the synthesis of DNA stops. The synthesis which was happening in the S phase has now stopped in this phase known as the G2 phase. Other than this, it also involves the synthesis of the spindle proteins. So, these are the proteins which will actually help in the segregation of the DNA molecules or the chromosomes. Now, it also involves the formation of three different types of the RNAs. What are the different types of the RNAs? Three different types. First, tRNA, that is transfer RNA. Second, mRNA, messenger RNA, and the third type is known as the rRNA, which are the ribosomal RNAs. So, three different types of RNAs which will actually be required for cell division process is now synthesized in the G2 phase. Now, it also involves the synthesis and storage of very important molecules, that is the ATP molecules. We have initially seen that ATP molecules were also formed in the G1 phase. Now, here ATP molecules are also formed in the G2 phase. Along with that, the storage and synthesis happens in this phase. It involves the duplication of mitochondria, plastids and various other cell organelles. So, different cell organelles are duplicated in the G2 phase. It involves a very important phase because the repairing of the damaged DNA happens. We have seen that the DNA is synthesizing or duplicating in the S phase. Now, if there is any flaw or damage during this process of replication, this flaw has been corrected in this G2 phase. So, in this video, we have talked about the different activities a cell is performing during the phase known as the gap 2 phase or the G2 phase. I hope you have understood and liked this video. Thank you.